What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA and college basketball action here on Friday, March 6th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on each game. We're going to break down the biggest college basketball games of the night. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So as a big thank you to me, take that 10th of a second and click that like button. It really genuinely helps get these videos promoted out there on YouTube. Does a ton to keep me motivated here on a day-to-day basis to grind out one of these videos and make sure those free picks are coming to you every single day. Also, take a second and check below, see if you are subscribed to the channel. That'll keep you from missing these videos that I'm uploading here every single day, and it lets me see the channel is growing, which really helps. It's a great metric out here on YouTube, and it just really helps keep me motivated. I mean, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers hopefully this year. We're a little bit stuck in the mud, so if you have a friend or a colleague or anybody that you know that might be into sports betting or sports in general, maybe decide to share this channel or share this video with them. Maybe we can pick up some subscribers that way as well. Also, get down there in the comments, let me know anything you're looking at across the sports world. I'm more than happy to help you. You can ask me about picks today, tomorrow, the day before, anything you're looking at. I'm more than happy to be down there in the comments and give you my input. And you can also, if you ask me something, like I don't know the answer to, something about NHL or UFC, for instance, I can reach out to the premium handicappers over there at stumpthespread.com and they'll have a take for us for sure. Also, while you're down there in the comments, make sure you're checking the pinned comment throughout the day. That's where you'll find my favorite picks from every single video. You'll also find a link over to stumpthespread.com, so that'll give you more free picks over there, as well as get you access to that free email newsletter. And you definitely want to get over there and check in on all the premium stuff as well, guys. Premium picks going pretty freaking good here recently, but that's also where you'll find my massive lock of the day and my dog of the day. In terms of a recap for what we got going on a very busy Thursday, we're still a little bit early on, but several of these plays are absolutely cooking here in the early goings. The under in that Toronto-Minnesota game. Now, we're only just after halftime, but it's looking very good so far. The Spurs -3 are really putting it on the Pistons right now, so that all looks good. The Suns game isn't going yet. The Nuggets -4.5. That's a later game as well. On the college side, we've got Rutgers +19.5 as our dog of the day. They're currently down by 12. They're in the second half, so they're keeping things pretty competitive for sure. And we've got Michigan on the money line. They're letting Iowa hang around way too much, but the Wolverines are currently up by 4 points. So still have a very good day cooking out there. Obviously a ton of action still going on over there on the premium side. So we'll get into all of that. Make sure, guys, that you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Also, get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out the free stuff, check out the premium stuff, and get on that email list. Now let's go ahead and dive in. We've got a bunch of good college basketball games and a very nice Friday NBA slate, so let's get after it. First up, we're looking at the VCU Rams as they go on the road to take on the Dayton Flyers. VCU comes into this game 23-7 on the season. They ended up being the second best team in the A10 this year, a step behind St. Louis, although they did play some competitive games against the Pelicans this season, so we'll see what happens in the conference tournament. Now, the Rams, they've been a very good offensive team in the top 50 in the nation. Defensively, they're very solid. Terrence Hill Jr. has had a very good season overall, leading the team with 14 points and 3 assists per game. This squad is no joke on the glass and no joke defensively. So that's all very good news when you're going on the road. Those skills tend to travel extremely well, and they're part of why they were able to beat Dayton 99-73 earlier this season in quite the blowout. So we'll see if the Flyers have anything to say in this revenge spot. Dayton, a rough start to the year for sure. Finished up 12-5, with this one game still remaining here in conference play out there in the A10. So they've played better down the stretch. They had that crazy upset win there over St. Louis. They've won their last 6 in a row. We'll see. The last game that they lost was that blowout loss there at VCU. So we'll see if they can bring it back. This has been a terrible rebounding team all season long. That's definitely something I could see them struggling with in this matchup. Javon Bennett leads the team in scoring, but only shooting 38% from the field. They are not a top tier offensive team. Their defense is okay, giving up 70 points per game, but in their last meeting here with the VCU Rams, we saw Dayton get blown out by 26 despite the fact they shoot 30 free throws. They shot 37% from 3, and they kept things basically even on the boards, and we just saw VCU basically get everything they wanted in this game. Tracy had a massive game, great production there off the bench. So yeah, VCU, they're looking pretty good. They are actually getting a point and a half here at home. Here on the road, we've got a total of 148.5. VCU, they're 4-4 against the spread on the road. They're a 500 over-under team. Dayton is 8-8 against the spread at home. They are 19-11 to the under. I definitely think this is a good spot to be looking at the VC Rams. Dayton's been flying high recently, no way around that, but I just don't think they have what it takes to compete on the glass here against Dayton. I know they had that crazy win there over St. Louis, but I don't think that's going to matter. I think we're going to see VCU take care of business here in their final home game of the conference schedule. Or their final game of the conference schedule. It's not a home game, they're on the road. Next up, guys, we're out in the MAC. We're looking at the Western Michigan Broncos going on the road to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Now, Western Michigan has not been great this year. 4-13 overall in conference play. They come to this game fresh off back-to-back losses. They almost knocked off Miami of Ohio, but then finished that up, followed that up with a 3-point loss against Ball State. Now, both those games were at home. Now they got to go back out on the road. The last time they played on the road, they did knock off Bowling Green, so I guess we shouldn't be too scared of them here on the road, but we'll have to temper that a little bit, guys. I mean, Jaden Brewer leads this team in scoring with only 13 per game. They're around 250th in the nation total offense. Their defense is atrocious, and they are not a very good rebounding team. So we'll see what they can do here against Kent State. They haven't faced the Golden Flashes yet this year. Is that true? Is that how things work out there in the MAC? I guess it is. It doesn't appear they've faced the Golden Flashes yet this season. Now, Kent State 22-8 on the season, 13-4 in conference play. They haven't been able to do anything crazy like knock off Miami of Ohio, but they are coming off a blowout win at Northern Illinois. Didn't fare so well against Akron before that. We'll see what they can do, once the conference tournament gets underway. But we've liked a lot about this team. Delreco Gillespie, very good numbers. He's been a solid leading scorer and shooting nearly 53% from the field. Medley's been a great point guard, 10 points, 6, almost 7 assists per game. Very, very good work there. This team is in the top 22 in the nation raw scoring. They do like to get up and down, so maybe the rebounding numbers are slightly inflated, but really, guys, this team has just been very, very, very good. There's no real way around that. This has been a very solid team, so I'm not shocked to see them as favorites here, and they're pretty big favorites. They're 11-point favorites here at home. We got a total of 158.5. Western Michigan is 7-8 against the spread on the road, 17-11 to the over. Kent State is 6-8 against the spread at home, 16-11-1 to the over. And I do actually think it's pretty reasonable to back over 158.5 in this game. I think we'll see a lot of offense out there for sure. In terms of a side, I am going to take Kent State here playing at home. I do think the Golden Flashes can get after it and get the job done in this one and win this game in a very comfortable way. Next up, staying out in the MAC, we've got the Buffalo Bulls going on the road to take on the Toledo Rockets. Now, Buffalo, they're 17-13 on the season, 7-10 in conference play, though, so not great. They are coming off a win over Eastern Michigan, winning that game 72-67. Now they got to go on the road to take on Toledo, so not anywhere close to a walkover opponent here. We have liked what we've seen from this team offensively, kind of in general. Although 140th in the nation total scoring isn't great, the problem for the Bulls this year has been their lack of rebounding. They're around 450th in the nation raw rebounding, and they don't play at nearly slow enough of a pace to justify a number that crazy low. They're also not really what I would term as a dominant defensive team, so taking on a squad as talented as the Toledo Rockets is definitely a concern. Toledo, 16-14 on the season, 10-7 in conference play out there in the MAC. They're led by Sonny Wilson, 17 points, 4.5 assists, 50% from the field. He figures to be the best player on the floor in this game. They almost went into Miami of Ohio and got the upset win, eventually losing that game by 2 points. That was very, very nuts. So we'll see what they can do in this matchup against a much more reasonable opponent. The Rockets are 83rd in the nation total scoring. They're not a great rebounding team either, so maybe those two weaknesses kind of counterbalance each other, but they are a reasonable defensive team at times, and they can really, really light up the scoreboard when it comes down to it. So looking at the numbers, guys, Toledo, they are 8-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 154.5. Buffalo is 10-3 against the spread on the road this season. They are 15-13 to the over. Toledo is 5-7 against the spread at home, 17-11 to the under. This one is a bit of a tough spot, guys. Buffalo's been so good on the road. They haven't lost a game in blowout fashion in quite a while. I mean, I guess they did lose handily against Akron, but other than that, they've been playing close game after close game. Give me the Buffalo Bulls here, getting 8 points. You might be able to wait around and get 8.5 or 9 on this game if you wait a little bit closer till game time. So definitely give me Buffalo here, getting the points, playing on the road. Next on the docket, guys, we've got one of the biggest games of the night. We've got the St. John's Red Storm going on the road to take on the Seton Hall Pirates out there in the Big East. Now, St. John's, they're 18th in the nation. They're 24-6 on the season, having a very, very good year. They're coming off a 3-point win over Georgetown, so maybe they took their foot off the gas there a little bit after a blowout win over Villanova. Now they're going to take on a Seton Hall team that's definitely no pushover. The Pirates gave the Red Storm basically all they could handle earlier in the season. Eventually, St. John's did win that game 65-60, but it was not a blowout, obviously. The Red Storm been great offensively, pretty much great across the boards. I mean, 61st in the nation total scoring, in the top 50 in rebounding, and giving up 70 points per game. All very, very reasonable stuff. The last time they faced Seton Hall, like I said, a barn burner of a game. St. John's had to make a big comeback to win that one. They were actually down by 6 there at halftime. We liked what we saw in terms of their ability to get to the free throw line, but St. John's shot only 17% from 3 in that game. Obviously, they would expect to do an awful lot better this time around. We'll see if they can. Seton Hall's an excellent defensive team. They're coming off a win at Xavier. They gave UConn all they could handle, eventually coming up 4 points short in that one, but this squad can play some lockdown defense. They go up under 65 points per game. They're not great on the boards, but some of that has to do with pace of play. And the last time these two teams faced each other, they were dead even. Each team had 41 rebounds. So very, very competitive stuff there. We've liked a lot of what we've seen from St. John's for sure, but also from Seton Hall this season. They've been pretty solidly the 4th best team in the Big East, which isn't super high praise, but this squad has definitely done some good stuff. They're getting 4.5 points here at home. Got a total of 137.5. St. John's is 6-3 against the spread on the road, 18-11 to the under. Seton Hall is 6-10 against the spread at home, 18-12 to the under. Now, the last time we saw these two teams face each other, we saw 125 total points be scored, but St. John's couldn't throw it in the ocean from deep. So I'm not about to jump on that under. I actually think over might be more reasonable in this game, but better than that, I will take St. John's here on the road. They've been a very good road team. I think they want to finish things off strong here in conference play and maintain their spot there atop the Big East standings. I think they get a win in this one by at least 5 points, albeit against a very good Seton Hall team. In our last college basketball game, before we jump over and cover that NBA slate, we've got the number 19 Miami of Ohio Redhawks going on the road to take on the Ohio Bobcats. Now, Miami of Ohio, they're 30-0, 17-0 in MAC play. This team has been amazing this year, albeit relatively untested against elite competition. They're coming off a crazy 2-point win there over Toledo. That was after a 2-point win over Western Michigan. That was after a 10-point win at Eastern Michigan. So they've been letting opponents hang around. Maybe they've been playing with their food a little bit. Maybe they're feeling the pressure of finishing off an undefeated regular season. We'll see. They are in the top 5 in the nation offense. Their defensive numbers are solid. Their rebounding numbers are decent. I'm not going to say they're elite. This is an extremely talented team. They beat Ohio 90-74 earlier this season, so they should be coming into this game with a lot of confidence. Now, the Ohio Bobcats, they're coming off back-to-back losses. They lost by, 12 against Toledo. Then they went into UMass and lost by 12 again. Now they're going to take on Miami of Ohio. Not exactly an easy task. This Bobcats team is not very good on the glass, around 350th in the nation in total rebounding. Their offensive numbers are not amazing. We don't hate what we're seeing from Jackson Filetsky, but this team, just in general, lacks a little bit of scoring punch. They're also very weak defensively, so I don't have a lot of great things to say about Ohio. The odds makers seem to think this could be a competitive game, but the last time these two teams faced each other, we saw Ohio kind of get dominated on the boards. Miami of Ohio did exactly what they wanted to do basically the entire game. They shot 50% from 3. 9 of 18 really isn't that insane, so Bobcats getting 5.5 points doesn't seem like a lot. We've got a total of 160.5. Miami of Ohio is 10-3 against the spread on the road. They're 17-10 to the over. Ohio is 6-7 against spread at home, and they're a 500 over-under team. This one feels a bit chalky to me, but I think Miami of Ohio has survived enough scares now. I think they'll be locked in for this last game of the regular season. I think they get a blowout winning cover here in Ohio over the Bobcats. I think the Redhawks are going to dominate the boards in this matchup. They're going to continue to shoot the ball well. They're going to do a better job of getting to the free throw line. I think they're in great shape to win this one walking away. Hey guys, before we jump over and cover that very exciting Friday NBA slate, we got to shout out the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description or the link in the pinned comment to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, guys, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, and college basketball picks. NHL has been on a crazy, crazy hot run. They're already off to a 2-0 start here on Thursday. They just need the Islanders tonight to have a perfect 3-0 day. Things have been absolutely humming along over there for the premium members. It's a great time to get in the mix. Tons and tons of action going on, and we're running huge, massive discounted sales on MLB full season purchases. So if you want some of the greatest value you can possibly get out there, 162 games, a crazy, crazy amount of picks, you definitely want to get in on that MLB premium stuff before the season starts and before this promotion ends, because really just an awful lot of great work goes in on those MLB plays every single day over there at stumpthespread.com. But also, like I said, NHL has been on a transcendent run here recently. College basketball and NBA have both been doing well, so definitely consider signing up for a premium membership. But you also got to get over there and check out all the great free resources as well, guys. There's free picks every single solitary day under the free picks tab. You definitely want to be checking in on those on a daily basis. You also got to get on that free email newsletter. It's been a treasure trove of fantastic information, especially on all the niche sports. Now, don't get me wrong, there's free picks in there, just standard ones on stuff like NBA, college basketball, NHL, all that kind of good stuff. But the big write-ups on things like the PGA Tour, those golf plays have been out of this world good here in the early goings of the PGA Tour season. Also, tennis, NASCAR, big write-ups on those as well. Big write-ups are coming on Major League Baseball here in the very, very near future, giving you a great place to start off on your Major League Baseball research for the upcoming summer. So definitely get on that email list. It's really easy to sign up. You just go to stumpthespread.com and set up a free account. The rest for your name and your email address. That's it. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day, just jam-packed with all that great information. Also, while you're over there, consider picking up a Stump the Spread hoodie. We're selling them right now at cost. That's $39.99. That includes free shipping. Could be to your place of residence in as little as 3 days. That's wild. That only happens occasionally. Usually it's closer to 7, but really, really quick turnaround time. Very impressive turnaround time. And it's a great time to jump in and pick up one of those Stump the Spread hoodies. Also, if you're a massive fan of what you're seeing from me here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos. So they get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. We run 2 giveaways a week now that we've gotten up to 120, 125 YouTube channel members. And the way those giveaways work is we put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin it live on the videos on Mondays and Thursdays. And whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie of their size, mailed straight to their address of choice. Love doing those giveaways, guys. Want to spread the love out there. Big shout out to all the YouTube channel members, to all the new subscribers, to everybody that's watching these videos. Now let's go ahead and dive back in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and make sure that you are getting over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the great free stuff. Get on that email list, and definitely check out those red hot premium picks. And now let's go ahead and dive back in. We got a pretty nice NBA slate here on Friday. First up, we're going to the Dallas Mavericks as they go on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. The Mavs come into this game fresh off a crazy 115-114 loss there in Orlando. Had some kind of surprising news there for Dallas with the return of Cooper Flagg. He played 26 minutes, took 22 shots, only made 7 of them, ended up with 18 points. Not the worst game ever after missing 8 games. Clay actually went off for 24, went 7 of 12 from three-point range, so very, very nice to see a big night from Clay. All that, though, just added up to a tough 1-point loss there to the Orlando Magic. So we'll see what Dallas can do here playing on no rest and on the road. Their injury report is very much unupdated since, obviously they're going to be playing here on back-to-back nights. Will they let Cooper Flagg run on back-to-back nights? That feels pretty unlikely to me, and I wouldn't be shocked to see guys like P.J. Washington or Daniel Gafford missing time. We don't expect Brandon Williams or Marvin Bagley III to be back either. So keep a close eye on that injury report. They did kind of spring a fast one on us there with that Cooper Flagg news. We'll see what the Mavs can do here on the road against the Boston Celtics, who are going to bring back Jason Tatum for this game. I think the expectation that he's going to be on around a 20-minute limit or something similar to that. He's not going to be able to go out there and play a ton coming off that Achilles injury. It's a pretty sick turnaround for him to be back already, but we'll see how it goes. In their last game, the Celtics got absolutely worked there by the Charlotte Hornets, eventually losing that game 118-89. Not a great showing. Jaylen Brown did have a nice dunk, but only had 20 points. Derek White had 29. Nothing cooking off the bench. They only shoot 28% from 3. That's just not going to get you a lot of wins, especially against what has turned into a very good Charlotte Hornets team. So we'll see what the Celtics can come up with in this one. Obviously, we expect Tatum. I guess I expect Tatum to come off the bench. Let's double check and see if there's any clarity on that. Yeah, I kind of, see that I would assume that he'll be coming off the bench, but we'll see what happens. Obviously going to be on a significant minutes restriction as we would expect. Other than him, nobody else, is facing any sort of minutes restriction. The Celtics are healthy and ready to go. They are 15.5-point favorites at home in this game. We've got a total of 224.5. Dallas 10-17 against the spread on the road, 7-3 against the spread on no rest this year. They are 16-11 to the under on the road. Boston's a 500 against spread team at home. 13-7 against the spread after a loss. They've been one of the better teams in the NBA this season coming off a loss. They are 19-11 to the under at home. So both teams showing pretty significant trends towards the under. We have to at least consider under 224.5. I don't think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense, at least from Dallas in this one. Going to be a lot of tired legs there for the Mavs. Now, also, could be a little bit limited who's available to play. In terms of a side, I will take the Celtics here. It's a very big number, so that does make me a little bit worried, but they are in a massive bounce back spot shooting the ball, so that should help. I think we'll definitely expect to see them shoot the ball better from three. And just in general, with Tatum coming back, I think that's going to have everybody locked in and very excited out there, and they could potentially end up running up the score on a fairly hapless Dallas Mavericks team. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Miami Heat going on the road to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Now, the Heat are playing right now, or wait, is that game? That game is final. Yeah, the Heat end up winning there against Brooklyn 110-126. So they do take care of business in game 2 there of that little 2-game set in Miami, which you're going against a tanking opponent. I'm not going to act like I'm that impressed. They did give up 27 points to Michael Porter Jr., who took 24 shots, 18 of which were threes. So that was pretty nuts. The Heat in general didn't play anybody crazy heavy minutes. Pele Larson played 30, Jaime Jaquez Jr. played 33, and Kelly Olynyk played 32. They're going to have to travel from Miami to Charlotte, which is not an awful flight. Bam had a nice game. Tyler Hero had a nice game. The Heat have been missing Norman Powell here for quite some time, and I don't really see any major indication that he would be back for this game. The Heat, as usual, are playing a little bit close to the chest. He's listed as week to week there with a groin strain and still hasn't even been out 7 days. So I do expect him to still be sidelined, and we'll see if there's anybody else that could potentially be sitting out the second half of a back-to-back here. Now, the Hornets, they come into this one 32-31 on the season. They've made a drastic turnaround. They are in a bit of a letdown spot, coming off a 118-89 win there in Boston, but they've been playing great. Maybe not against the toughest teams, but really this young squad has put together something pretty special here down the stretch. So we'll see if they can keep it rolling. Obviously, everybody played well there against Boston. They are fully healthy coming into this game. LaMelo Ball, Knuppel, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Diabate, all ready to go. And this bench looks kind of scary. Kobe White, Josh Green, Sion James, Grant Williams, and Ryan Kalkenbrenner. Kalkenbrenner quietly having a very nice season. I think that Kobe White acquisition is going to be really nice for this team as well. So looking at the numbers, the Hornets are 6.5 point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 230.5. The Heat are 19-13 against the spread on the road, 10-4 against the spread on no rest, and they're a 500 over-under team on the road. The Hornets are 18-12 against the spread at home, 19-12 against the spread after a loss, 21-9 to the over at home. Are the Hornets even coming off a loss? No, the Hornets are coming off that win against the Celtics. I think they're actually 19-12 against the spread coming off a win. Let's do a little double check. Seems like there might have been something of a typo there in the notes, which, hey guys, I am a one-man show over here. This that kind of stuff can definitely happen. It looks like the Charlotte Hornets, when they're coming off a win, are 19-12 against the spread. So yeah, they are coming off a win. I think we actually have to roll with the Charlotte Hornets here at -6.5. Feels a little bit wild to be fading the Heat here, playing on no rest, but they are coming off a win, which is not really their forte, guys. Miami coming off a win. They're only 15-18 against the spread this season. I think we see the Hornets take care of business here at home against a very tired Miami team. Let's do a little check here and see what the Hornets are like with a rest advantage. Doesn't really look there's any great indications there on them doing amazing with a rest advantage. But I will take the Hornets here at -6.5. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Portland Trail Blazers going on the road to take on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are actually locked in what looks like it might be an overtime game there at home against the Golden State Warriors. So that's pretty wild. The Trailblazers, they come into this game fresh off a 122-114 win over the Grizzlies. Portland has struggled here down the stretch. They're dealing with plenty of injuries. Jeremy Grant, though, really showing that he can still hoop out there. He put up 30 points there in that win over Memphis. 35 from Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant 30, 20 from Robert Williams III. Kind of crazy to see him out there hooping 20 and 11. They played great in that game. They dominated the boards, and yeah, just a really good showing, albeit against a terrible opponent. So we'll see if they can follow it up with a good effort against a non-tanking opponent, although it does look like the Rockets are going to be coming off an overtime game. So you might want to jump in on this one early if you do like the Trailblazers. Portland will apparently not have Denny Adjeva for this game. He's doubtful for this one, still dealing with that lower back injury stuff. So we'll see what they can put together here on the road against the Rockets, who should be pretty freaking tired coming into this game. Let's do a little check on what their minutes played so far as they head into overtime look like. Amen Thompson's played 38, KD has played 36. Jabari Smith Jr., who's coming off of injuries, played 37. And Reed Shepard's played 32 off the bench. Yeah, I think we can safely say the Houston Rockets are going to be a little bit fatigued here playing on back-to-back nights. Still no Dorian Finney-Smith, still no Jayshawn Tate, although DFS has looked terrible for them this season. That's been a big disappointment. So the Rockets, at time of recording, are 7.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 223.5. Portland, they are 15-17 against the spread on the road. They're 14-15 against spread after win. They are 18-14 to the under on the road. The Rockets are 10-17 against spread at home. That is an NBA worst mark against the spread playing at home. They are 4-5 against spread on no rest, and they are 17-9-1 to the under at home. You could definitely consider under in this game. I don't think it's terrible. I'm not in love with it, but I do think you look at under. Better than that, guys. Give me the Portland Trailblazers here, getting 7.5 points against an exhausted Rockets team. This could definitely be our dog of the day. I think the Blazers are in great shape in this one. They could potentially even win this game straight up, and I would jump in on this one early just in case Houston ends up resting some guys like Kevin Durant, for instance. Next up, we got one of the biggest games of the night. We got the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Knicks, they're coming off of a tough 103-100 loss there against the Thunder. I mean, in that game, a lot of things did go wrong there for the Knicks, but I mean, I don't know. They shot 29% from three. That's not great. Jalen Brunson didn't get to the free throw line a ton, only had 16 points and was a +3. Karl-Anthony Towns' defense definitely came under fire. He was a -18 in that game, despite putting up 17 points and 17 boards. Landry Shamet continues to look great off the bench, but this bench unit is not great in general. They didn't have any fantastic answers out there to either Chet or SGA. So we'll see what the Knicks can do in this one. They are playing on the road, which has not been their forte this season. They are dealing with a Josh Hart potential injury situation. He's dealing with a back issue and is questionable for this game. So keep a very, very close eye on that one. He did come back to the game after suffering that lower back contusion. I would be a little bit surprised to see him sit this one out, but you never know. They're heading to Denver to take on the Nuggets, who come into this game fresh off a crazy, they actually won't be fresh off that game against the Jazz. They actually play the Lakers in a game that has not tipped off yet. We'll see. We are on Denver in that game in a pretty significant way. We'll see what the injury report looks like for them. Obviously, we're not going to see Cameron Johnson or Aaron Gordon play in their game that is happening on Thursday night, but potentially on Friday night, we could see Aaron Gordon make his return. I think that's when, he's coming back Friday there against the Knicks. So I'd assume he'll be on some sort of minutes restriction, obviously. We'll see how that all pans out down the stretch. Obviously, having him back would be a huge, huge deal. Now, we don't have a fully updated injury report for this game, but right now the odds makers have hung a number. They've got the Nuggets at -1.5. We've got a total of 231.5. The Knicks are 12-18 against the spread on the road, 10-12 against the spread after a loss, 17-13 to the under on the road. Denver is 13-15 against the spread at home, 8-5 against the spread on no rest. Surprisingly good team against the spread on no rest, 15-13 to the over at home. Obviously, we kind of have to see what happens in the Nuggets' current game, but they're good against the spread on no rest. The Knicks have been floundering. Can Karl-Anthony Towns defend Jokic, even if Jokic is a little bit tired playing on no rest? I do not think so. Give me the Denver Nuggets here at -1.5, and if you are convinced that Denver is going to be playing everyone, this is a great time to jump in early on this one as well. Next on the docket, we're looking at the New Orleans Pelicans heading to Phoenix to take on the Suns. The Pelicans are 19-44 on the season. It's been a really, really rough year for them. Zion has been very healthy this year, but not quite as productive, but definitely productive enough that you would think, maybe things would be pointed in a little bit better direction for the Pelicans. They're coming off a 9-point loss there at the Lakers, and in that game, Zion led the team in scoring. He had 24. Trey Murphy had 21. They shoot only 28% from three and get out-rebounded by the Lakers, so not exactly a top-tier performance there. The injury report for the Pelicans looks about how we've become accustomed to seeing. Dejounte Murray is out for reconditioning for this one, but other than that, they are healthy and ready to get after it. So we'll see what they can do in Phoenix, taking on a Suns team that's made a big comeback here to, make it a real game there at halftime. They're only down by 5 against the Bulls. So we'll see, if they can pull something out here in the second half. The Suns have dealt with tons of injuries. Obviously, they have Devin Booker back, but no Dylan Brooks until he comes back from that injured hand. Having Grayson Allen back and ready to go has been helpful. Mark Williams, sounds like there's a chance he could be back from... No, he will not be. Oh, no. He ended up with a stress reaction in the third metatarsal of his left foot. Suddenly, all of those Lakers injury concerns are a little bit more justified. So we'll see what they can do without him now as well. They do not have a lot of great backup center options. So that is bad news there for the Phoenix Suns. We'll see what the injury report looks like for them. Now, right now, we've got a very early reported number. The Suns maybe are going to be -7.5. We've got a total of 224.5. The Pelicans, they are 15-16 against the spread on the road, 5-6 against the spread on no rest, 17-14 to the under on the road. And the Pelicans, they are, they play this late game against the Kings. So we'll see how that one goes for them on Thursday and then see what they can put together on Friday. The Suns, they come into this one 19-13 against spread at home, 5-5 against spread on no rest, 22-10 to the under at home. We'll see what number we really get, guys, but under could be a valuable play in this one with two exhausted teams that are, potentially going to be resting guys. In terms of a side, I'll definitely take the Pelicans getting 7.5 points, but I'll be surprised if that number stays that high once we have a real number being reported. Next on the docket, we got the Los Angeles Clippers going on the road to take on the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are kind of choking it away. This is something they've dealt with before earlier in the season. They're currently still up by 8 points there with 10.5 minutes left in the fourth, but they were up by 20 plus earlier on. So this has not been a great stretch. Now the Clippers, they come into this game fresh off a third straight win, beating the Pacers, Warriors, and Pelicans, though. Not exactly going to throw you a parade for that. In that win over the Pacers, Kawhi put up 29, so that's great, but this team in general has struggled since trading away James Harden. Now, the injury report is a bit concerning. We see Darius Garland, John Collins, both on there. Garland, he's out for this game due to left toe injury management. That's not a great look. John Collins, he's dealing with a neck issue, didn't even travel for these two road games. So we'll see what they can do on the road against the Spurs, who we'll see if they're coming off a win or a loss. They're now up by 12, so maybe they're figuring it back out. But San Antonio's been a really, really good team down the stretch. They have not dealt with a lot of injuries. We'll see if they rest anybody here on the second night of a back-to-back. That's always possible, but not something that San Antonio has really done a ton of this season. So looking at the numbers, the Spurs are 8.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 223.5. The Clippers are 18-14 against the spread on the road, 18-11 against spread after a win, 17-15 to the under on the road. The Spurs are 15-11-1 against the spread at home, 9-3 against the spread on no rest, 18-11 to the under at home. I could wrap my head around under 223.5 in this game potentially, but better than that, I do think I'm going to like the Spurs at -8.5. The Clippers are pretty banged up. The Spurs have lots of good defenders they can throw at Kawhi, and even with how good Kawhi is, I don't think he's going to be getting to the rim against Wembanyama. So give me the Spurs here at -10.5, and I think this play actually has some value. Last but not least here, guys, we've got the Indiana Pacers going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers, they played in Denver. Now they're going to fly from Denver back to LA before taking on the Pacers. Now, the Pacers, they've obviously been atrocious. They're coming off a 7th straight loss. They just got blown out by the Clippers. They got blown out by the Grizzlies. They got blown out by the Hornets. It's very, very bleak there in Indiana. They're tanking things out. They're keeping guys out of games. We'll have to keep a very close eye on the injury report, though. Nembhard, Nesmith, and Siakam are all on the injury report. Nembhard, probable. Sounds like he is going to play despite neck and back soreness. Nesmith, also probable, that lower back sprain and an ankle issue. And Siakam is listed as probable still due to that wrist issue. So we could actually have the fully healthy Indiana Pacers here as they head to LA to take on the Lakers. Definitely something to keep an eye on. We don't have a real number yet for this game. Let's do a little quick double check. I don't expect a real number until the Lakers' current game is over, but we'll do a little check, a little courtesy check. Yeah, we still don't have a real number for this game, so we'll see what happens. The Lakers, obviously, everything's still up in the air. They've won their last 3 in a row, but beating the Pelicans, Kings, and Warriors isn't great, although they're about to take on another tanking opponent here in the Pacers once they finish work there against the Denver Nuggets. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm not holding my breath for miracles for this Lakers team that has not been great this season. They haven't dealt with a crazy amount of injuries, which for a team with an aging LeBron James on it is a little bit shocking. Luka and Austin Reeves have played well together. The LeBron situation seems a bit weird there, and obviously they really lack a legitimate big man. Ayton and Jackson Hayes have not had particularly great seasons. So looking at what is probably not going to be the real number, I guess the Lakers might be 9.5-point favorites. If that happens, we're definitely going to like the Pacers and the points. Potential total here of 233.5. The Pacers are only 11-19 against spread on the road, 18-28 against spread after loss, 18-12 to the under on the road. The Lakers are 16-14 against spread at home, 5-5 against spread on no rest, 18 and 12 to the over at home. Like I said, guys, if it's anywhere close to this 9.5 point number, we will like the Pacers in this spot, but mostly this is just going to be a wait and see situation. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. It really, really helps me out, gets things promoted out there on YouTube, and is a really big boost to the channel. Also subscribe if you're new around here. It really, really helps show some channel growth, and we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So let's make that happen. I appreciate everybody that watches these videos. Make sure that you're clicking the link down in the description. Get over there to stumpthespread.com. Definitely got to check out all the free picks that are posted every day under the free picks tab. Definitely check out that free email newsletter. It's a great, great resource. You don't want to miss out on that. And don't miss out on those premium NHL picks, guys. They have been absolutely red hot here down the stretch. Definitely get in on those. And we'll see you all right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place for more sports betting action.